Hi everybody and welcome back to another video. It's a bit different this one today because I'm going to be talking a bit of boxing news because as some people will probably be aware who know me personally, I am a boxing fan and I'm going to be talking a bit about the latest news in the heavyweight division, which of course is the fact that Anthony Joshua has got his latest fight officially confirmed, which is against Oleksandr Usyk on September the 25th at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now there's a lot of context about this fight as to whether it should have happened at all and why it didn't happen earlier and why it has happened now, etc. Now we know the background of this fight, which sadly was the initial fight that was going to happen between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, and it was something that was rumoured for years. It was something that the fans have been craving for a long time. In recent months it seemed like that was going to finally happen, where they got over the line and they had a deal in place and they would potentially had a site and date. But there was obviously going to be one problem that would have potentially cost the fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury to happen, which of course was the legal action that Deontay Wilder was taking against Tyson Fury to fight him for a third time. And of course Tyson Fury's team said to Anthony Joshua's team and said it's not going to be a problem, it won't get in the way of this fight happening. And they've been telling him over and over again that this wouldn't be a problem, but then just like that it became a problem, and then the rematch was ordered and the Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight was off and postponed all over again. So we're back to square one, and Anthony Joshua rightly said his piece on Twitter about it to Tyson Fury directly, and Eddie Hearn made a few comments as well about it. From a fan's perspective, it was really disappointing that was the situation. I was gutted about it because it was something I was looking forward to seeing, and I know a lot of other people who are boxing fans were as well. And now Anthony Joshua has got to fight his mandatory challenger, which is Oleksandr Usyk. As a fight, I think it'll be very good. It's obviously a big risk that Anthony Joshua has taken by taking this one, because a lot of people think about Oleksandr Usyk as this very unpredictable boxer. I mean, he is a former undisputed Cruiserweight champion and he's not to be underestimated at all, but I just find that why is he mandatory challenger for a belt when he's only fought 2 heavyweight fights? I don't understand. He's come into the division and he's going up against Anthony Joshua now, who is on his own road to becoming undisputed champion. Why does Oleksandr Usyk get more of a shot at Anthony Joshua than, say, Dillian Whyte does in a rematch that he's been waiting for a long time and is entitled to one, I would say, now at this point? I just think it's all a bit of a mess, if I'm honest, about, you know, who's fighting who, and I just don't like the negotiation aspect of boxing, where it stops people like me who enjoy watching boxing getting what we want to see. Because of course we know that we all wanted initially Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, and it's a shame because a lot of that comes down to money, a lot of that comes down to, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. I just don't understand why they can't just give people what they want to see, because in every other sport we get that. You know, in football we get PSG versus Man City, or we get Man United versus Liverpool, or we get Wolves versus West Brom, or we get Arsenal versus Chelsea. You know, we get those kind of things in football and other sports, but just never in boxing, and it's becoming more business orientated rather than focusing on giving the fans what they want to see. This fight with Oleksandr Usyk, I think it'll be a good fight because, you know, you can't underestimate Usyk at all, because as I said, he's a former undisputed Cruiserweight champion and he's undefeated as well, and he's got a lot of fantastic unpredictable qualities. And I think Anthony Joshua now has got into this revival stage of his career because of course he lost to Andy Ruiz, which was a massive shock to everyone around the world, and he got his belts back. He beat Pulev in December, and I feel he's on a bit of a roll now, and I think he's just getting better. This fight with Usyk is a big risk. It really is, because if that goes wrong, where Joshua loses to Usyk, that could totally turn the heavyweight division upside down even more than when he lost the first fight, and you know, that would potentially put more halts on the Tyson Fury fight, which we all want to see. Of course, Tyson Fury is fighting against Deontay Wilder in October now, as it's been rescheduled, and that could easily go wrong, where Wilder could potentially beat him. And it's like this in a lot of sports really, including boxing, as well as football and other ones. It's not about giving the fans what they want to see or anything like that now. It's more about taking as much money. It's more about the business side of it, and it's a shame really, because the whole point of sport is entertainment, and without the fans there is no sport, and I feel like that's being taken away. But the point of Joshua Usyk, that's going to be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in September, it's a fight that I think will go either way. If Joshua wins, he's got to face Tyson Fury next. There's no excuses. I mean, there wasn't any excuses before really, but he's not made excuses, because I think personally he wanted the fight and Fury didn't. That's my opinion. Whereas if Usyk wins, there'll probably be a rematch, which I think will halt that bout even further, because of course if he faces him in September and he beats Joshua, there could be another bout in, say, January, February next year. So it is a massive gamble from Joshua, but if you look at his resume of who he's fought in the past, he's fought champions, and he's definitely taken risks along with him. You know, he's fought Vladimir Klitschko, he's fought Dillian Whyte, he's fought Carlos Takam, he's fought Joseph Parker, he's fought Alexander Povetkin. I went to that fight at Wembley, by the way. Andy Ruiz twice, he's fought Pulev. You know, he's fought so many big names in heavyweight boxing. But this is another big one because Usyk is just joining into the heavyweight division, having only fought 2 fights previously. He's only into his 3rd heavyweight fight and he's already straight into Anthony Joshua. And that's mental, it really is. And credit to him that he has got to climb from cruiserweight to heavyweight, but it's going to be a tough test for him as well. It's going to be a question of whether Usyk is the real deal. It seems like he is going to be a bit of a challenge for Joshua, and that's something I'm looking forward to, but I'm also quite nervous about as well. It's always a pattern in boxing when you have a British guy against a Ukrainian guy, because of course Lennox Lewis against Vitaly Klitschko, Anthony Joshua himself against Vladimir Klitschko, and now Anthony Joshua is facing another Ukrainian in Oleksandr Usyk. So there's a nice pattern in terms of epic fights between Britain and Ukraine. I'm looking forward to this fight between Joshua and Usyk, but it's something, like I said, that could easily go wrong one or two ways. If Joshua loses, there'll be a rematch, and then if he loses that, that'll be it pretty much. Or if he wins, then he's got to fight Fury, and then Fury's got to fight Wilder again. If Wilder beats him, then that halts the thing even more. Will there be a match between Wilder and Joshua to determine undisputed? I think the fight between Joshua and Usyk is something that we want to see. I don't think it's at the top of the list because we want to see ultimately Joshua against Tyson Fury, and unfortunately we're not having that right now. But Joshua needs a fight, and I think given the situation that he's in, I think Usyk is probably the best option. Although I still probably would have given him a rematch against Dillian Whyte, because I think Whyte deserves a chance at a world heavyweight title. But it should be a good fight anyway. It's on September the 25th at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What do you think about the fight? Who do you think will win between Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you did go on to enjoy this video and genuinely enjoy my sport content, then please like the video and subscribe for more, and have a notification bell tick so you're notified when I upload a new video. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everyone.